So when we're doing these equations, we want to think of two things. We want to undo calculations, and we also have to keep it balanced. Now, there's an additional issue with this equation that we have a fraction. And we can work with the fraction, but we can also just get rid of the fraction because really a fraction is just a divide. So here we have a fraction 1/3. We really just want to get rid of the divide by 3. So what I can do is I can take this whole fraction, and again, the rule is balance. If I multiply everything by 3, I can get rid of the divide by 3 on the right-hand side. So I get 1/3 times 3 divide 3 just becomes 1. And as long as I keep it balanced, make everything on the left-hand side 3 times bigger, I have now an equation that doesn't have a fraction. So now I still want to undo. I'm going to undo the -6 to the +6. Okay, so I have a 7 here. 9x equals 7. I undo the times with a divide. So I divide by 9, so I get 7/9 as my answer. So I'll do the same thing here. I'm going to get rid of that divide by 5 first. I'm just going to multiply everything by 5. So I end up with the times 5, divide 5 cancel out. So I'm left with 2x. You have to be careful because when I cancel the 5, I don't multiply the 5 back into the numerator again. But I have to make sure that I multiply every term in this expression by 5, otherwise it will not stay balanced. I've broken the only rule that I need. So I'm going to subtract 25 from both sides. Divide by 2 on both sides. Keep everything balanced. And I end up solving for x. So again, same thing here. I want to just get rid of the divide first. Actually, I don't have to get rid of the divide first here. I can actually get rid of the plus first, the minus first. And then I can get rid of the times divide 5 with a times 5. So I end up with the times and divide cancel, so I'm just left with 3x. I have to make sure that I multiply both sides of that equation. And then I can divide by 3, and that gets x by itself. So then again, I've solved for x. Here I have multiple fractions. Really, I just want to get rid of a divide by 2, divide by 3, divide by 6. If I get rid of the divide by 2 and divide by 3 with a times 2 and a times 3, that will also get rid of the divide by 6. So we just have to be careful when we're doing this. We have to remember what cancels and what doesn't. So the 2's cancel here, so I just multiply by the 3. So I get 3x. When I multiply the next term, the 3's cancel, and I'm just left with 1 times 2. When I multiply the right-hand side, the times 2 times 3 cancels with the 6, so I'm just left with 5. From here, I can just undo my calculation and balance, undo the times 3, and I end up with x equals 1 as my solution. So these are much the same, they just have more terms. So what we want to do is organize better or combine like terms. So what I want to do is I want to get all my x's to one side, all my 1's to the other side. So I'm going to try to keep my x's positive. So I'm going to start with a minus 2x minus 2x. And I'm going to do this in 2 steps, but really I could just save some steps by combining some steps. So I could have done the minus 2 to get rid of the plus 2 in the previous step, or I can do it in 2 separate steps. So here I'm going to end up with negative 12 on the left-hand side. These cancel out, So I'm left with 3x on the right-hand side. Again, I can just undo the calculations, divide by 3, divide by 3, and I end up with -4 is equal to x. I've got x by itself, which means I've solved for x. So here I can move the x's to either side. Again, I'm going to choose to keep the x positive. So I'm going to add 3x to both sides. And that keeps it as positive 5x on the right-hand side. So these cancel out. That means I want to get rid of the plus 11 with a minus 11. So I'm going to do this all in one step. Okay, so now I just have to make sure I account for left side and right side of this. So on the right-hand side, I have 5x's. On the left-hand side, I have -15. Now that I've got everything accounted for, I can undo the times with a divide by 5, divide by 5, and then I get x is equal to -3.